Good morning, everyone. This is Jay Nicole from Love to Be Beautiful. This is week 2 of our Unplug challenge. I am so excited to go live with you guys. Today we'll be discussing body and nutrition. So the reason why we're talking about subjects like what does body and nutrition have to do with unplugging? Well, when we are unplugging, we're letting go of things that don't serve us and starting to focus on things that will improve our lives and create lasting change. So, of course, that's going to be part of your body and nutrition. That's something that you need to improve your life. So, last week I discussed spirituality. So, if you missed that, check it out. I'll link it below in the description box. But in the whole event of me going live, there were some things that I did not say that I forgot to say that I want to mention. And so I wrote some things down so I would not forget this week. But first of all, I just want to express how proud I am of all the women who have been joining me on this challenge, because you just realizing that you need this challenge, that you realize that there are some things in your life that don't work and you want to change, it really means a lot. Like that's already putting you 10 steps ahead of everything else in your life. And I was going to say put you 10 steps ahead of everyone else. But you know what? We never want to compare ourselves to others. Always compete with yourself and yourself only and with your goals and strive to be the best you can be. And then I always also wanted to say you should be celebrating yourself. Celebrate this, that you saw this as an opportunity to improve and get better and do something different. Go sit in there with Grandma.
Mom, I want to go outside.
I know, my little baby is trying to creep in here. You want to say hi? Say hi. This is my baby, my youngest. Now go in there with Grandma. And we'll go outside when I'm done. So anyways, we are, he is around, and normally I try to record when my kids are not here, but he's here today, and so he might pop up again, and that's fine. But anyways, I want to say celebrate yourself because you're doing something new and special, and you're taking the time to take care of yourself, to invest in yourself, and that is important. And as I pulled up my son, that's the reason why I do this. Of course, I want to have a great life. I'm still an individual. If my kids didn't exist, I would still need to do this, but this is extra motivation for me to live my best life. And if you have kids, it should be a good reason for you too. But I just want to say also, you're not wasting your time. If you've been doing this challenge, you might feel like, well, I'm not doing the best. I'm still getting on social media or watching TV. Guess what? I've been too. I was on social media last week. I watched TV last week. But I feel like instead of it controlling us, it should be an active choice. Like, you know what? I feel like watching TV and I want to, I'm going to. Or I feel like, vegging out on some YouTube. That's fine. Do you. This is a challenge where you can go as in depth and as far as you want, back and forth. It's totally up to you how you want to make this. But the more you unplug, the better your results will be. So just keep that in mind. The last thing I want to discuss before I get into the topic is your printables. Something I forgot to mention on that first printable where it talks about how I want to show up today. Again, that printable is there to help you pour into yourself and to decide how you want to be in life. So for example, you can come up with words like, I want to be grateful, helpful, secure, have freedom in my mind, to not worry, to be plugged into God. There's all kinds of things that you can put on how you want to show up, and that's more of your mood, emotion, and personality. And then you can turn those into I am statements. So I am happy, I am free, I am relaxed, I am strong, I am productive. And one thing I want to say about affirmations, because you can turn them into affirmations too. If you don't believe the affirmations that you're saying, they're not going to work. you have to get to a place where you believe in what you're saying. And if you're struggling, if you're sitting down at the beginning of the day and you're struggling and you're feeling like, okay, well, I said I, am patient with my kids, and you've been yelling all over the place and you really don't believe you're patient, then put the phrase I am open to or I am willing to in front of your affirmation. So instead of saying I am patient, which is something you don't believe that you're patient, say I am willing to be more patient, or I am open to be more patient. And just saying that in itself really will open your mind and open your heart, and of course allow your spirit to flow through you and turn those thoughts into realities just by becoming more open. Okay? So that's what I want to discuss first. Let me look at my notes and see if there's anything else. I think that's it. So let's just chit chat about a little bit about how things have been going. We started this challenge last Monday, if you've missed out. And just briefly, this challenge is about unplugging from social media, from television, unnecessary conversations, even people who are avid readers or people who do a lot of things outside of television and social media. But anything can be a distraction. Anything that's too much can be a distraction. So we are unplugging from those things and starting to focus more on ourselves, how we think, how we feel throughout the day and from day to day. And that will allow things to come forth in your mind that you've been suppressing. Maybe you need to heal from your past. Maybe you need to realize some things about your personality that you want to change. But how can you hear from God, and how can you be in touch with yourself if you're always plugged into every little thing that distracts you? Secondly, when you're plugged into distractions, they not only keep you away from yourself, but they also send messages that really honestly probably tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that you don't measure up to other people. So when we unplug ourselves from those things, and also before I say that, if you are plugged into those things, you may be really distracted, but also, you know what? I totally lost what I was going to say. It'll come back to me and I'll come back. But anyways, we're unplugging from those things and plugging in and focusing on things that will serve us. What I was going to say was good, and it will come back to me. So let's move on and talk about what we are going to discuss today, which is body and nutrition. And so for your body, you guys might want to get a pen and paper, may need to pause this video because I'm going to give you guys some information today, talk about some things, and give you some tips on how to have a successful body or how to renew your body. And then I'm going to talk about nutrition. So you may want to write some things down, okay? But there's going to be how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 different things that I talk about when it comes to body, four subjects. So the first thing that you need to take care of your body is sleep. A lot of people are sleep deprived, and what that does to you and your mind and your body and even your concentration. There's so many things that are affected in your life if you are sleep deprived. Now, if you are a new mom, if you are pregnant, or you have small children, I will say an extra prayer for you, because I understand it is difficult to get sleep when you have somebody solely depending upon you for food, nourishment, comfort. I get it. And in those cases, you need some extra support. Call your girlfriends, get your husband involved or your partner involved, and be honest and say, I need some help in these areas. But for the rest of us who don't have those issues, or, well, I wouldn't call them issues, don't have those challenges, we need to be getting proper sleep. So I wrote down some tips on how to improve your sleep. You need to have a night and a morning routine. Do the same thing every day to get your body ready to signal that, hey, it's time for sleep. You need to go to sleep at the same time every day. Even on the weekends, I know it could be tempting. I'm going to stay up late and catch up on my shows. If you've been sleep deprived for a while, take a month, take 60 days to reset your clock, to get your circadian rhythms flowing so that you are able to recover and get rest. Excuse me. Use blackout curtains. and that will help keep the room dark so that your body can be signaled that it's time to sleep. Expose yourself to sunlight during the day and avoid bright screens 2 hours before bedtime. So that means your television, your iPad, or your tablet. Even if you're using a tablet to read and it's backlit, it does not help your brain shut down when it's time for sleep. You should be exercising during the day, and of course avoiding caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, drinking before bedtime, because obviously you're gonna have to get up and go to the bathroom. You should be avoiding sugar and refined carbs. And then you can try to take a melatonin supplement. I know a lot of people take that, or they have sleepy time tea that has melatonin in it, and you could try that. So number 2 on how to improve your body or work on your body is to stop worrying. It's to get rest, and the first point to that is to stop worrying. So your body, you need sleep and you need rest. So you need to stop worrying and start to think differently about your problems. Write down what's bothering you and be able to put those things aside. One of my favorite movies is Gone with the Wind, and Scarlett O'Hara says, "I won't think about that now. I'll think about it tomorrow." And I kind of thought that was silly, but she did herself a favor. Like, I don't have the energy and the space to put all of my brain cells into this problem, but I'm going to write it down. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to reach out, ask for help, check with my mentors or advisors, and let myself move on in my brain with the day and the things that I need to do. You can also try deep breathing, and you can look some YouTube videos up or some articles online to kind of explore that more. And then you could do visualization techniques, visualize yourself getting rest, being in a peaceful place. Take a warm bath, not hot, but a warm bath. Dim the lights. Of course, candles are great, and then relaxing music. So those are some tips to help you relax. Number 3 is exercise. So while it's cold outside, you could use YouTube as a resource to do some great exercise videos. I live in Southern California, and I think most of the women that are involved live in Southern California. Today it's going to be 80 degrees. So I'm going to head outside with my son as soon as this video is over, and I'll talk about more of the benefits of sunlight a little bit later. But going outside, you can walk outside, you can go for a hike, you can ride your bike, you can even play tag with your kids or maybe with your partner. Maybe that might be a fun, flirtatious way to connect with your partner. You could do yoga outside, the trampoline if you have one. Go outside and jump on your kid's trampoline. Go on a scavenger hunt. And some other things that don't involve going outside are, and I forgot to mention sports for outside. So any type of sports. And those are just maybe some slightly unconventional ways of getting exercise, because we all know about going to the gym. Like I cannot go to the gym, but I can definitely do some of those things. Now, don't get me wrong. If you love going to the gym, go to the gym, but it's just not my thing. And it's not for a lot of other people, and it costs money. It's not free. So besides going outside, you can go swimming. And I guess that could be indoor, outdoor. You can do a dance class, boxing, pole dancing. I think I want to try that, or go roller skating. So try those things to get in your exercise. And if you already have a great exercise routine, share it. Leave a comment below. If you have a YouTube video that you love, that you really connect to, that gets you going and your body moving, moving, share it with us, because we want to hear about it. So lastly, I want to talk about the benefits of sunlight. Being out in the sun, obviously, as we all know, can be dangerous. So let me first mention that. It can be dangerous. So you want to wear sunscreen if you're going to be in the sun for more than 15 minutes. And you want to make sure, if you're fair skinned, that you put on that sunscreen. Even for us melanated queens, we want to make sure that we wear sunscreen as well. So aside from that, the World Health Organization lets us know that 5 to 15 minutes of sun on our hands, face, and arms 2 to 3 times per week will help you meet the recommended daily amounts of sun that you need. But the benefits of being in the sun is it lifts your mood because it releases serotonin, which is the hormone that helps you to stay calm and focused. And we need this. We need this with our kids. We need this on our jobs, with our, if you have a significant other or a spouse, you need to be calm and you need to be focused. It also helps with depression, anxiety, and panic disorders. It strengthens your bones. It reduces the risk of certain cancers, which I found that surprising. But that's what I found in my research. It also heals your skin. So those who have eczema, psoriasis, or acne, get out there and lay in the sun for 15 minutes and it will help. It also helps to treat certain diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, inflammatory bowel disease, and thyroiditis. So get out there and get in the sun, get your exercise. So now let's move on to nutrition. I am actually a nutritionist and I'm going to graduate in March with my bachelor's of science in nutrition science, and I'm like super excited. Like, I'm not gonna cry. It's just been a long road, and so now I have a platform to share what I've learned, but I am my first client. There are some things that I need to change, and me unplugging was part of that, and I'm incorporating better foods into my diet. I'm doing the Whole Foods Challenge, and if you've just now been tuning in, woohoo! Hi, Candace, love you, baby. If you've just been tuning in, then you know that then you maybe haven't heard that I've been doing the Whole Food Challenge, and you can look that up online. I'll also link it in the description below. But the Whole 30 Challenge, excuse me. But for 30 days, you eliminate sugar, grains, and what was the other one? And dairy from your diet to kind of detox your body and get rid of those things that really don't help your body be healthy. So we're doing that for 30 days. You know what? How has it been going for me? I give myself a C for last week and an A for the previous week. Last week I got sick and I just didn't have the energy to do all the meal prepping and the grocery shopping that I wanted to do. But I still tried to, as much as I could, eat and follow the plan. But that's fine. You know what? It's better than what I was doing in the past. Okay, so let's get going. You need macronutrients, and the 3 macronutrients are fat, carbs, and protein. Now, you can have bad fats, and we all know about trans fats and saturated fats and all that, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on what you should be eating, which are avocados, walnuts, almonds, pistachios, other nuts and seeds, seed butters, olive oil, ground flax seeds, salmon, tuna, tofu, eggs, lean grass-fed beef and pork. And I'm not going to get into whether we should be vegetarian or meat eaters, but you have to decide for yourself what's best for you. And if you are vegetarian or vegan, make sure that you're doing your research so you can get the proper nutrients you're missing from animal products. Okay? But fat improves your brain function and your skin, and fat is used for energy, vitamin absorption, and insulation. So you need fat. Please do not think that I don't need to eat fat because fat will make you fat. No, you need fat, but what you need are healthy fats so that your body can function properly. Secondly, you need healthy carbs, which are vegetables. Like, honestly, if I made the food pyramid, vegetables would be at the bottom, not grains. Grains should be like more at the top. And I don't want to get into all that conspiracy theory on how, we've been pumped with grains. You don't need as much grains as you think you need. And if you do eat grains, they need to be whole grains. Okay. But healthy carbs are vegetables, whole fruits, legumes, which are lentils, beans, peas, nuts, and seeds. That's what you should be eating for healthy carbs. Okay. So sweet potatoes, all kinds of green leafy vegetables, they have the healthy carbs that you need. And also, of course, fiber. And we'll get to that in a second. And then lastly, you need protein. You need healthy sources of protein. And really, I want to stress this because sometimes we cut protein or we cut fat. We cut major macronutrients that our body needs when we're going on these diets, and it's just not healthy. You need balance. So you should be eating grass-fed beef, free-range chicken. Try to go organic. But if you can't go organic, at least cook at home, because If you go out to eat, it's usually pumped with salt and full of sugar. So do your best to cook at home. And then the last thing that you need before I go on with tips is you need your micronutrients. And micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. I know a lot of people take multivitamins, but that doesn't include minerals, including some trace minerals. So I want to share what I take, and I got these on Amazon, and I will link it below. Which one is this? These are minerals. Like, this is a lot of minerals. It's got calcium, iron, iodine, magnesium, zinc, copper, manganese, chromium, potassium, blah, blah, blah. So I will link this below. You need one of these per day. Take these. These are awesome, amazing. I've done my research. Okay, and then also these are vitamins. Okay, and honestly, if you don't really believe in taking vitamins and you're like, I can just get it from the food, the ground, the way that we've trashed the planet, it just doesn't have the vitamins and minerals that it's used to when God first created the earth, unfortunately. So please take your vitamins and minerals, because having those will help your body have the chemical reactions it needs to process the foods in the right ways. You need vitamins and minerals. Okay, but this has vitamins A, C, D, E, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6, folic acid, which we need for pregnant and breastfeeding women. You know, they are my passion. B12, biotin for your hair and nails, okay? You need iodine, magnesium, zinc. So this also has some minerals in it too, aside from vitamins, okay? So let's move on to some tips. Some tips on how to keep healthy eating habits. If you don't take anything else away from this video, you need this next tip, which is to plan, and prep. For me, I always fall off the wagon when I do not plan and prep. You do not plan, so you do not go to the grocery store, and then you go into the kitchen, and what's in there? Nothing. So then for me, I go through the drive-thru, I go to a restaurant, or I'm out and about and I plan on going home and eating when I got home, but I get hungry and I don't have a healthy snack. You have to plan and prep. You have to take time each week, or maybe 2 or 3 times a week if you don't like leftovers, to go to the grocery store, cut up your vegetables, cut up your fruit, prep everything, and just find things to throw together. And I made a Pinterest, a Pinterest board for some recipes, and I'll link that below, and I'll start adding recipes and different tips and tricks that you guys can use to help you with your planning and prepping. But please take that away. You need to plan and prep. Also, you need to eat food that comes from the ground. If you can't do anything else, just focus on that. Does this grow from the ground? Does this come from the earth? Anything that's processed, packaged, I would just try to avoid it as much as possible. And then eat food the way that it comes. Yeah, okay, so I got some kale chips, but because they're processed, they're not as healthy as they would be if they were raw. So try to eat as many raw vegetables and fruits. Of course, drink your water. I have my water right here. This is 20 ounces, and I try to drink 5 of those a day. And get up early in the morning. When you first wake up, drink your water, and then get a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Get the Bragg's. It's organic. You need that. It will help with your digestive system and a whole bunch of other stuff. If you want me to see, this is why this video is so long, because I really can go in. So I'm going to try to cut it as short as I can. But you need the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Do that in the morning with some lemon. You can throw some ginger in there. I'll go into that in another video. Try to cook at home to avoid too much salt, sugar, and preservatives. Try to eat organic, and use your farmer's market as a resource. Take packaged foods and make them yourself. So what that means is, if you love peanut butter, try to make peanut butter yourself. If you love crackers, find a recipe and make the crackers yourself, so you can at least control the salt, sugar, and preservatives. You need fiber, so that means vegetables. Get as many veggies as you can. And then to really, really win, find replacements for food you love. If you love sweets, try to go for a little bit of dark chocolate instead of a candy bar, and mix that with some fruit, and just try to cut some of those things out of your diet. And then a really, really cool tip is, when you cut up your vegetables, don't just leave them in the fridge. Excuse me. You're going to Eat what you see. So take your cut up fruits and veggies, put them on the table. That's what you're going to nibble on when you walk past and go throughout your day, or if you're in your office, keep your fruits and veggies out if you can, if you have a place where it's okay to do that, and nibble on those throughout the day instead of pounding in large amounts of food because you allow yourself to get so hungry. And also eating throughout the day helps keep your blood sugar intact, which also helps with sugar cravings. It helps with releasing fat and all of those things. And then lastly, you want to use some resources. So use Pinterest, YouTube, and meetup groups as a resource for both your body and eating healthy. Get together with other like-minded people who can throw ideas your way, who can encourage you, who can send you recipes and say, hey girl, you want to go for a walk? Come outside with me. Find your tribe or your crew that you can depend on. And then to wrap it up, if you are this is really important. If you're craving sugar, it means you're nutrient deficient in protein. So you need protein. So cut the sugar as much as you can and replace it with protein. And I will say, I have been having less sugar cravings and feeling better since I've been eating more protein and cutting sugar. It really does work. Then if you are craving salt, you are calcium deficient. And so what happens, you go into this cycle, is you crave salt, so you eat salt, but then that just makes you more calcium deficient because it tricks your body into thinking that you have supplied that calcium. So please cut the salt and increase your calcium, and that should help with that problem. Other causes of salt cravings are dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, stress, and then if you're pregnant or you are PMSing. So that wraps it up for this week's video. I know it's long, but I shared a lot of great tips and information. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a comment below. Again, if you are winning with your exercise and in your body and you have a fit body and you're healthy, leave your tips below. If you have some tips about how to eat healthy, if you have some recipes that you love, leave those below. If you have a question for me or a topic idea for when this challenge ends, please leave that below. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. Share this so other women can be influenced by a positive message and so that we can encourage one another. And next week, we're going to talk about our mind and our emotions and how to get that in check. So I will catch you guys next week. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you to my dearest, and shout out to my dearest and closest friend, Candace T. That's an old high school name. Thank you for your support, for tuning in. I love you, love you, love you. And I will catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.